Hi friends, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you a happy planner recipe book that I purchased at Michael's the other day. This little book is absolutely adorable and wanted to share it with you. So it's about 7.5 inches long and 5 inches in width. I have the ruler here just to show you in comparison. And while I went to Michael's just to kind of just to waste a little bit of time and kind of see what crafting supplies they were carrying this time of year and what things were marked down because of the year starting already. And when I was looking at the Happy Planner lines for planners, I've never been interested in what they have to offer. But when I saw this book, I immediately fell in love with it. So this is specifically to house all of your recipes. And it is obviously it's the disc bound. I'm going to open it up here just a little bit so you can see. So there's all these pre-made tabs for you. You have favorites, main dishes, small dishes, soups, salads, healthy, breakfast, dessert, and miscellaneous. So that's basically the outside. So you have your cover. The back has, the second cover that matches it, and then you have your tabs, your pre-labeled tabs, which you can easily put stickers over it and maybe change it up a little bit if you'd like. Going into the planner, that first page, I went ahead and customized it with my information. And then let me show you, I've used a couple of pages already in each of the tabs, so let me show you a blank page. So this is what the page looks like inside. So you have a section for your title, a list of directions that you can provide there. Here's a section for notes, it's like the dot grid. You have a list here for ingredients. It allows you to put time for prepping, cooking time, and how many people this serves. And this is how it looks like on both the front and back pages. Some of the pages will alternate in color, which is really nice. And if I'll show you each of the tabs and kind of what the decoration looks like a little bit. So on the tab of favorites, you have it's cute taco rules, build, eat, repeat, and then it has the little quotes. So it's kind of nice. It has like kind of some food-based quotes in the book. I'll go ahead and just kind of flip over to the main dishes. It says good food, good mood. And then it goes into each section with a nice little drawing. Which is like it's a pretty sturdy cardstock that is going to divide those sections for you. Picture of salad, another little quote for food. And then you have a healthy section and the breakfast section. I really love this. And then you have the dessert section. And last but not least, the miscellaneous. You can rearrange these, I guess, in an order that makes better sense to you, but then you'd have to just be mindful of where the placement of the tabs. One of the things, what I really liked about this, so you'll see I have already written in a couple of recipes that I found online, and I wanted to keep it handy here, is the fact that you can remove these pieces of paper easily and place them back in or rearrange them if you'd like, I thought was a big win for me for it being a recipe book. And the reason why is, well, for one, it's the way this is tabbed. So let's say, I have those favorites. And so what I've done is I've listed out I've written in my favorites and I'm keeping in the favorite section. Well, over time, maybe they're not favorites anymore, and then I can move them into their designated section. Or, as you're going through and you're writing other favorites in here, maybe it's a side dish, maybe it's a main dish. But when you're writing in a bound book, everyone's trying to be accounted for keeping collections or things that are the same back to back. I like the idea that you can just write it anywhere that pleases you and then rearrange the pages so that you have like items together. What I'm actually doing, started to write in my recipes, is I am leaving the back page blank. And then if I have another dip or recipes of some sort that I want to keep together with this type of recipe, then I'll go ahead and write it in the back. But for now, I'm leaving it blank. Or if you're thinking, okay, the recipe that I'm writing out is going to need more space, then you can clearly use the front and back page for that same recipe, or use multiple pages if it's a long, process. But I just thought it was really handy to have the removable pages when you're using and cook, when you're cooking and trying to organize your recipes. I thought this was a super cute idea. The next thing that I really liked about this was just the fact of removing the piece of paper and maybe taking the piece of paper with you to the grocery store so that you don't have to rewrite if you don't want to. That's also a good idea. Or you can just kind of read through the directions in case there's specific types of utensils or cooking ware that you need to have on you. That's also handy to have the recipe in paper form if you don't want to be looking it up on your phone. I've already put in some recipes that my husband and I are our favorites for us, and so what I've done, like in this case, this is for like a low carb zuppa toscana soup that I looked up, and we've used this a couple times. It's actually really good, but the ingredients being on the far right, and then I put them in the directions. I kind of summarize them the best as I could. And then in the notes section, I put in, free soup up to 3 months. So I like the idea of having this section to write like little FYIs to yourself when you're making this recipe. For instance, in the jalapeno dip that I was sharing a moment ago. So I said, serve with crackers or chips. I actually found that this is really good with Ritz crackers. In this restaurant style salsa, this is actually a really good salsa that I found online. I added a note here that obviously you can add more for jalapeno for spice and what brand of the can to use. I wanted to share this with you because I thought it was a really fantastic idea for storing recipes. In the event that you're looking for something to store your items, I know sometimes in my Hobonichi planner books, I may end up writing a recipe in the back note section, and then maybe at the end of the year, this would be a good way to kind of dump that information into an actual book of recipes so that you can have a common ground for all of that information. So that's also an idea too if you like to transfer information from your planner into like a main source. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this quick review. I'd be curious to hear what you maybe used for your recipes. I just really like the idea of this planner book and I had to share it with somebody. So I hope you guys have a great week coming up and I will talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.